Hello. Hi. Hello. Hi. Test, test. Okay. Y'all can hear me. I know what's up. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, in whatever order you want. Um, so, yesterday I tried playing a little bit more Fallout 4, but to be quite honest, I've come to the decision that I'm gonna leave the Fallout 4 playlists that I created up on my channel and through my YouTube, but I don't feel I'm gonna play any more Fallout 4 for the foreseeable future. Uh, I just feel like the manner in which I was modding the game, I lost sight of the fact that you can't, it's like that saying, you can't put lipstick on a pig and call it, a lady. You know what I mean? Pig is, it's not that I have anything against the pig or anything. It's just the idea here that I'm getting at is that I can't force the game to be something that it just wasn't intended to be. And so there are a lot of drawbacks to what that does when you try to make a game into something it's not. So as opposed to trying to change something that was never intended to be a certain way, I'm going to instead stick to my first and truest love, which is my playthroughs of Spider-Man remastered on the PC. It's a game that I don't have to change any aspect of. I truly enjoy the game for what it is, and I think that is gonna be my go-to for the foreseeable future. Also, as a secondary thing, I actually ended up looking into that sponsorship, and it was a sponsorship for Raid Shadow Legends. But what ended up happening was that um, it required, it actually required, like for me to have gained or earned any money through that promotion, it would have required me to have people in my channel actually download the app and play it. And yeah, I also had to, stream it at least for 2 hours. That wouldn't have been the hard part, streaming a game and doing all that. But I think the only thing that held me back from actually accepting the sponsorship was that I just don't have any engagement at all. And when I was looking at the information on the sponsorship, like it was a sponsorship through Streamlabs working with the company it starts with a P, some Planario or something. Basically, the guys who made Raid Shadow Legends. There were only like 337 spots, right? And so I thought in my heart, I was like, man, I don't want to take a spot from someone who could actually make money from it because, I mean, I think I mentioned, growing up, I've pretty much always been forced to be an outcast. When it comes to like socially, like I definitely do my work. I did my homework, graduated top of my class. I have good relationships with my family. The only problem is just that, like after college, after, trying to find careers, I just found that there's really a lack of motivation to do much of anything, work-wise, because I just don't have a good motivation to, keep at it. So, um, it kind of bummed me out that I was like, man, I came to that realization that I just don't have any engagement. And I mean, yeah, I mentioned that people have been messaging me, but the people messaging me do not follow my channel. So it's one of those things where if they're telling me that I have good entertaining content and yet they refuse to follow. So I'm just like, huh, and then instead they try to sell me an opportunity for paying them for art, make artwork for my channel, and I'm just like, bro, I mean, people don't even watch my channel, you know what I mean? So I don't really have a job right now. That's why I'm able to play so much Spider-Man, and then I'm just thinking, man, like, to be honest, not that it matters, but I've been contemplating, okay, maybe, and this is just a me personally thing, I've been relying on my family for so long. I've been, you know, scared to death of being homeless that I was willing to take any job, you know. So maybe I just have to just go for it and just have no fear and just live outdoors for a while. You know what I mean? Just kind of live outdoors, and then when I see how hard and difficult it is out there without anything, I will be so grateful for any job, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of liken it to the experience of an animal that was homeless, like an abandoned animal, right? And then the animal finds itself in a shelter, and then it gets adopted, and that animal then becomes incredibly grateful to its owners for having adopted it, and so it behaves very well, and it's very quiet and demure, and it doesn't cause any trouble, and that's because it already knows what it's like to be out and not have anyone to support it. And so I feel like if I force myself through that experience, because I've never done that. I've never lived without having a place to be. So I'm thinking maybe it's just something where if I put myself through it, I force myself to see how it feels to not have any support, not have anyone, and then I'll be motivated. So I've been giving thought to that. But I think honestly, what will happen is if I end up doing that and stuff, my life just kind of does that. I'll do that for a little while. I think I'm just gonna walk along the beach and just kind of like, maybe make like a beach bed or something, like just pile up some sand and just kind of form it in a way so that it kind of contours to, like, the natural curvature of my spine, that we all have. It's just a human thing. And then just do that, and then when I finally am like, you know what, I don't want to be cold. I don't want to feel this way anymore. I don't want to struggle to find a bathroom sink to brush my teeth and find out how I can, like, bathe or at least keep myself pretty sanitary. Once I find that the struggle's just not worth it, I'll take any job and every job. Like, to be honest, like, I've been thinking, okay, what companies haven't I worked for yet? And so I was looking at Walmart, I was looking at McDonald's, you know what I mean? So I think I just have to put myself through that experience, because otherwise I'm never gonna learn, you know what I mean? I'll never learn. So I've had it way too good for way too long. You know what I mean? Way too good for way too long. So I think I'm finally ready to start accepting that, you know, I can't rely on others. I can't rely on my parents anymore. I can't, I just have to do my own thing, and I have to be grateful. And so what I'm gonna do is just learn how to finally be grateful for just a job, you know? So I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. So yeah. But besides that, besides like kind of like having that feeling of like, okay, you know, I'm alive, I live on Earth, 2023, you know, I it just, you know, I mean, I have everything I could want. The only thing I'm missing is just having the stability, you know, having some income come in so I can actually maintain a stability, you know. And I've always struggled with that. I mean, I've had plenty of jobs, mostly at, you know, at the hospital, you know, and I mean, I've done school very well, top of my class and all. So it's not for lack of me doing work. It's just, I don't know, I just lack a motivation. But I feel like maybe if I just kind of put myself through some shit, you know, like if I go out there and I actually witness like all those scary things, like crazy homeless bums, crackheads, you know, getting like mugged on the street. If I finally experience that stuff, maybe it will wake me up and be like, okay, fine. Like I will take that job at McDonald's. You know, I will take that job at Walmart, you know, like that kind of stuff. And I'll be like, all right, fine. I have a college degree, but man, I am not better than McDonald's. And I feel like, you know, I'll be like, man, I'm so grateful, you know. So, so I think that's what the plan is gonna be. I have been applying to some jobs, so if I get a job somewhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna do my best to balance streaming and the job, you know. I mean, technically, when I was working retail just a few months ago, um, you know, the hours were pretty flexible, you know. I didn't get full hours. I didn't get like 40-hour weeks or anything, but I didn't need the money that came with 40-hour like schedules. And in fact, you know, like most companies don't even want people to be working all that much anyway, because it costs them, you know, they cost a corporation money to pay people. So I think it's just better for the company to be like, you know, they'll give me some hours, I'll work some hours, but I have more time to just play Spider-Man, call my parents, you know, just kind of keep up with what my parents' lives are about, you know. I've just never really had the life experience that I need, and I think for good reason, you know? Like honestly, like me thinking about it, it's like who am I to have like a real life anyway? You know what I mean? Like I'm no one special, you know? I'm just me. I'm just a regular dude. So yeah, but sorry for putting such heavy stuff. You know, I assure you guys that there's no real issues in my life. I mean, honestly, I'm doing good right now. The only problem, like I said, is just I basically I'm on a timer here. I got a few months to figure out what I'm gonna do, or I'm just gonna have to, you know, leave the apartment. I signed for a a 1 year lease, but I've only had enough money to cover me for 6 months. So I'm very fortunate that my landlord, you know, he told me straight up. He's like, look, if there's any issues, you can't keep the apartment. Just, you know, give him 30 days. So I will give him 30-day notice in May. I'll pay May because that's the last month I'll be able to afford. And then I'll give him a heads up that he just needs to work on finding someone, and I'll leave at the end of June. So that's kind of what my backup plan is. If I can't afford to stay, I'm just gonna let him know to just, you know, give him 30 days out of courtesy because, I mean, really, you know, I have no problems, none bad to say. So, um, yeah. So yeah, I have no problems, no complaints, honestly. Um, it's been real fun. I haven't lived by myself on my own since college, and that was only like a short window of time. That was like I was like for 2 semesters my sophomore year when my friend ended up dropping out of school, ended up dropping out of college, you know, which is kind of fairly normal for me actually, fairly normal. Like I've actually experienced a lot of people, a lot of friends just kind of like not be around for too long. So it's all good. I think that, you know, it'll be all right. I just have to, you know, I'm very lucky though. Like it's been awesome living by myself. I don't have to be afraid of anyone yelling or getting mad at me for anything. Now, obviously, I mentioned that, you know, my first night when I came, when I moved in, you know, I was playing music and stuff, and then apparently, like the next day, I got a message from my landlord that the people living, you know, on the other side of the walls, they, you know, my music was too loud. So apparently both roommates had complaints. So I am going to definitely, you know, keep the noise down. But besides that, besides me having to be like kind of quiet, it really hasn't been an awful experience. Living by myself has been pretty good. You know, I get all the quiet. And to be honest, like, you know, it's nice when I don't have to worry about anyone complaining to me about anything. You know what I mean? Like, it's awesome. Living by yourself is so awesome. Like, no lie. Living by myself has been it's been amazing. I really enjoy it. Like, truly living by myself. Like, you know? Like, it's been so good. So, we're just gonna, ooh, we're just gonna do our best to, you know, figure out what kind of life we need to lead here. But for the most part, I've been having so much fun living on my own. You know. Now, granted, it's because literally, like, I've never, I've never had to actually like do any, like, I haven't had to work since I moved out on my own. You know, so every day it's just I've been able to wake up naturally, you know, without any assistance from like alarm clocks or anything. So it's been really, really awesome. Like, you know, um, But you know, it's just, I mean, you know, it had to run out sometime, right? I had to I had to end up losing this awesome thing at some point. So if I end up being unable to stream, I will leave a note on my page and be like, hey guys, thanks for all the good times. I'm currently gonna just have to figure out my life, and I'll be unable to be available for streaming, at least for the foreseeable future. You know? So, but, you know, like I said, I gotta just enjoy it while it's good, you know? Gotta just enjoy it. All the good times, all the good moments. I gotta just be thankful to have even had this opportunity. You know, most people don't get to have this opportunity at all. You know? Like, sometimes life just kind of like falls right into their lap, and so they just end up like having a whole bunch of stuff happening, and they just never get to take the time to just, you know, like take an assessment of their lives and just be aware, like awareness. Most people don't get to have awareness of things because they're too busy, you know what I mean? So I totally get that, how lucky I've been. I've been very, very, very fortunate to have so much awareness, self-awareness. Been very, very lucky to have it. Like, no lie. No fibbing, no nothing. It's been awesome. It's been really, really awesome, guys. Alright, so let's get to the last Olympus spot. And then after this, we'll go back to the main DLC or main story. So we'll just put a quick marker on the map here. Booyah! All right, cool. Let's go. All right. Yo, this is awesome. I just love it, the tricks and all. Okay. And just zip into the air. It's so fun. Man, that's so nice. Alright, wait. We got crime. Let's go handle this crime real quick. Alright, ready? Bam! Oh, it's a truck. Gotta save the truck. Gotta save the guy in the truck. He's just trying to do his job. Alright. Ready? Come on down. Woo. Alright, come on. Come on down, brother. There we go. Here we go. Spider-Man's gotcha. No worries, guys. Everyone's just taking the time out here. Come on now, what are these people thinking? I'm right here. They should just scram, to be quite honest. Alright, anti-venom. Whoa, whoa. Oh. Oh. Whoa. Isn't that something? We had like a huge explosion up front. Oh wait. Woo! Alright. Oh, come on now. What do these guys think? I'm right here. They think they can just like jimmy the lock. Come on, man. I'm here. I'm right in front of the door. Why? It's so funny. They just lose the actual like point. It's like, come on, guys. Literally, don't try to open the door. I'm right here. Unless I've run away, unless you guys like totally whooped me, you shouldn't try to open the door yet. Like that's just gonna let me whip you easier because you're not paying attention. Oh, there. I see it. Alright. Alright, so let's get it. Was I here? I was here, wasn't I? I was here yesterday, wasn't I? I don't know. This is a good spot though. I really like the Olympus sites. You know, I really do. I wonder what it would look like if there were pretty much like representation from all the enemies, like in larger quantities. You know what I mean? I wonder if anyone is gonna attempt to create or modify the arenas here to add more people, like more enemies. That's gonna be a boon to my channel because if someone adds more enemies here as a mod, you know I'm gonna get that mod, and that's how we're gonna be playing for the rest of the show that I got going on here. I gotta say, this is awesome though. It's like a dream come true to be able to play. It just feels so surreal, to be honest. You know, sometimes I'm just like, nah, this can't be real life, right? I'm actually able to play Spider-Man on PC with all the in the way I want, you know, exactly the way I want, exactly how I wanted it. You know, like I don't know, guys. I don't know about you, but I had like a dream one time where I was like, it was like a dream where I like punched. I was playing Spider-Man, right? But I was actually like using a Venom skin, right? And then I like jumped, but I jumped off the person, and then I did like a ground pound, like, and I did it at a height where I like it wasn't actually feasible or possible in the base game. And this was when, you know, the game had just basically come out, so modding wasn't as advanced as, you know, as it's gotten now. But I had a dream, and I remember when I had that dream, I woke up, right, and then basically, you know, I live in Florida or whatever, so a hurricane was coming. It was like there were like 2 hurricanes that came in the span of like a couple months, and I think it was the first hurricane. But anyways, yeah, when I woke up from that dream, there was still power, right? There was still some power, but as soon as I woke up, the power went out. And I could tell because there was this clock on the wall, like, you know, a digital clock. And as soon as I looked at it, the power just went out. And this was after I had my Spider-Man dream. And like I said, it was a Spider-Man dream based off of the game, not actually based off of like anything else. It was like the actual game. You know, I was like in the street somewhere, and I was fighting like a couple of these people, and yeah, I was using a Venom skin. It's like, dang. And then yeah, and then the power just went out. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's just if there's one thing that I can at least feel like I'm doing okay at, it's whenever I play this game. Whenever I play Spider-Man, it just feels like I was meant to sometimes. You know, I was like, yeah, you're supposed to be playing this game. You know, so I'm very, very thankful that at least something, the right thing fell into place for me. You know, so yeah, this is all good. All good here. Ooh, and got me with that missile. All right. Ooh, oh, oh, got it. Yeah. Look at that. Oh, despite the repel function not working as smoothly as the other parts in the game, I'm super, super, super happy that I can catch most of them. I can catch most of those missiles, you know what I mean? I can catch most of them. The majority of them I can catch. And boom, 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 boom. Let's go this way. Boom, bam. Boom, boom, bam, bam. Like this. Boom, boom, bam. And then just keep going. Oops. No, no. Don't call anyone yet. I'm trying to do it stealthily. It looks like I still can do it stealthy, which is really nice. This probably cracked my stealth, but it is what it is. Yeah. It's kind of like a neat little surprise when I take out a few people and I'm still in stealth, like no one's discovered me yet. Like a ninja. You know, which is why, like, one of those things, it's like a point that I made before, but one of the reasons I just really enjoy, like, the Spider-Man heroism and the sacrifice is because he has everything he needs to become, like, a very, very, like, potent, like, thief or robber, you know what I mean? Like, he can get in and out, he can hack systems, he can do it stealthily. And yet he doesn't. He decides he wants to be the good guy. He goes broke all the time selling pizzas and then getting fired from selling pizzas. He just does everything that, nothing pays him very well, but he doesn't care. You know what I mean? And it's so heartbreaking that in the Raimi trilogy, he never gets married or anything. He ends up losing his best friend. He ends up losing his uncle, and then in this game, Peter loses his uncle, he loses his aunt. He still doesn't get married. You know what I mean? It's just, man, this guy just putting in the work, but having to deal with so much loss, and yet still wanting to be a good guy, you know? Man, and just, he never stops working. He never stops working, he never stops being a good guy. That's what I really like more than anything, is that this guy, he doesn't stop working for good, for the greater good. He always does what he needs to do, even when it doesn't pay, even when he's not comfortable, even when his body's hurting. You know, like that's the kind of stuff that's like, man, that's what really makes this so easy and fun for me to play. Is that, I mean, Spider-Man's putting his all into it, and I'm so lucky that I can help Spider-Man put his all into this, you know? Right on, dude. Oh, uh-oh. Got him. Like for real. Got him. Now I know that a lot of streamers say that, so I'm not trying to copy anybody. I gotta say something else. I gotta figure my own catchphrase here. Let's see. Instead of got him, what do I say? What do I say? Instead of got him, I should say, hmm, I should say good one. Ah, I can say good one. I can say good one for sure. I think I can try that. I can say good one and good one. See, that's not bad. Good one there. Oh, saw me, saw me, saw me. Oh man, I'm getting this guy. Good one right here. Booyah. That's it. He's done. He's out. He's out. Alright, anti-venom, just chill. I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep anti-venom. I'm trying to just, I don't know, keep it like more like Marvel, like Avenger related. Because anti-venom, I'm not really sure who anti-venom is. Seasons of love. Guys, I don't care what you guys think. Alright. But yeah, I am listening to some music. You can't really hear it, but that's because, copyright. I can't. Sorry guys, I can't put music on. I was thinking about putting like lo-fi, sounds and beats to study to, you know. I was thinking maybe, but I got my own little playlist I use. I used to have a ton of music, but to be honest, I kind of said, you know what, maybe it's better to just kind of like take it easier, and so I pretty much deleted all the songs that I've ever had been relying on, and so now I just kind of like don't listen to much music anymore. To be honest, I don't listen to recent music. I'm just like, nah, dude, I can't really keep up with all that anymore. So I don't really know musicians. I don't really know actors and stuff. I just don't. I couldn't really tell you who was who. You know what I mean? Um, I remember seeing this video, not a video I chose, but you know, I was watching someone else streaming, and one of their forms of content is to kind of comment on other videos, you know. I don't do that here because I don't know, I'm just not comfortable enough putting myself out there, but you know, anyways, so they were watching this one video, and in that video, it was like a few people getting asked to, I guess famous people, I don't really know them, but I guess a few famous people getting asked to um, tell the interviewer who they are. And then a lot of these famous people were very shocked and I guess offended. They were like, they felt they were so famous that everyone in the whole world should know who they are. And I'm like, I truly hope, I never get that way. You know? Like, who am I to think that people have to know who I am? You know what I mean? Like, I definitely don't feel like I deserve any sort of recognition for anything, you know what I mean? So, it just kind of surprised me. So, I was like, huh, I never really, you know, because I don't get out much, so, I mean, one of the benefits of not getting out much is that I don't expose myself to, I reduce exposure to, like, bad people, you know what I mean? Narcissists, abusers, anyone who's got a chip on their shoulder. I don't know them. You know, I couldn't tell you what a person in a bad mood feels like. You know, so anyways, yeah. So I mean, I've been very fortunate that I haven't had to deal with people and who, you know, are in bad moods. I'm very lucky about that. So, come on, man, get this underway. Good one. Maybe I should say something else. I'll figure out a catchline, guys. Catchphrase. Catchline. Ugh. Catchphrase. I'm gonna come up with a catchphrase, and then I'm gonna patent it, but I'm gonna make it free for. No, I'm not gonna patent it. I'm gonna submit it to the Creative Commons, and so anyone will be free to use it. That'll be awesome. I wish I could do that. That'd be so awesome. If I could like patent something and then I can ensure that no one ever puts a paywall behind it. Because I know a lot of good people, unfortunately, a lot of good like scientists have patented things and tried to make it free. Like the guy who discovered insulin, he sold the patent for $1, hoping that that would make it easier for people to use. Tesla, he gave up his royalties for the per voltage for electricity, just so it would be more accessible. The guy who discovered X-rays, he gave up the patent so that people could use that technology more freely, and it could be a, you know, important medical tool. You know, the guy who came up with tools for firefighting, he gave up the patent, and he didn't want a conflict of interest, so he ended up allowing like not charging for the dissemination of that, you know, technology, and allowing his patents to be more freely and widely used. So it'd be really cool if I could discover something, make it free, and somehow stop anyone and everyone from making it incredibly difficult for others to benefit from that technology or from that discovery. Like, that's what kind of bums me out sometimes. It's like, dude, some really good people have expressed their wishes that this technology does not become something paywalled and thus inaccessible to the benefit of humanity. And for some reason, people still do it anyway. Companies, corporations, they still, they still can't help themselves but to make a buck at the expense of quality of life, man. You know, gets me down sometimes. I'm like, these pioneers of humanity, they don't want humanity held back, and yet no one ever respects their wishes. No one ever respects their wishes. It's you know, hurts the psyche when you know that it's like it doesn't really matter. You try to live your life well and you intended well, and yet we're looking at people having issues getting insulin to stay alive. And the guy who discovered it, he sold the patent for $1, and then now the people who own the patent are the ones making bank, and they don't care how many people they hurt, you know? Oh, well, you know, here's to hoping that in the future it gets better for people, because it's good now, you know. At least we have some access to, at least some people have access to insulin, right? At least some people do, which is better than nothing. I mean, I kind of think back on that idea that, you know, like the way I'm living now, you know, even though it's like, yeah, you know, I don't have a job or whatever, and all that. It's like, dude, I'm living better than people did hundreds of years ago. So I really have no room to complain about anything, you know what I mean? I can't complain about nothing. I have access to food, water, electricity, technology. Like, I'm not missing out on anything, you know what I mean? It's like I can't even express how grateful I am to have it, you know, to have it and feel like I have it all pretty much. You know, I mean, I have my parents close by, like I mean, not like physically close, but I have them through, you know, like communication. I could communicate with them. You know, I don't have any real struggles. No one's hurt me. No one's, you know, wronged me to the point where I can't like focus on my own stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I'm so lucky, man. So I just gotta keep that in mind, you know, that I live better than, you know, emperors and kings did hundreds of years ago. You know, I have access to way more than they do. You know, I'm pretty much like living the best life I could ever hope to live. You know? Awesome. I'm very grateful. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, if I can, you know, share with you guys, you know, that kind of reasoning and convince you to kind of, you know, to kind of appreciate what you have in your life, then I'm very happy to do so, because I'm being super honest when I say, like, I can't imagine what else I could have in my life that would make it even better than it is now. You know what I mean? I can't even imagine. Dude, and I grabbed at that item, but, oh man. Whatever. Eh, it's all good. Oh, don't do it, man. Don't missile me yet. Don't missile me yet. Good one. I gotta come up with another line. Gotta be like maybe a 2 or 3 word phrase, you know. But I'm not sure. Not sure what to say. How do I encapsulate the feeling of, you know, uh, precision, accuracy? You know, how do I do it? You know, like smooth, smooth, yeah, very smooth. I don't know. I really don't know what my catchphrase is gonna be. You know, I gotta think about it. Gotta be something that, you know, I could patent and then give the patent away for free. Right? Because that's the trend now, right? People love patenting words. I'm just like, oh man, that's how you know that's the end of language in a way where it's like people can freely express themselves. When it just becomes like very common to patent words and phrases, it's like, oh dude, oh it's terrible. Like, you know, that one example when the happy birthday song was patented. I guess it's not patented anymore, but man, it was patented so you couldn't sing happy birthday on the air. And it wasn't because, you know, like of anything except for money, bro. It's like, that someone had to pay. Someone had to pay to sing happy birthday for the royalties to that. I'm like, it's awful. Look, I understand like art, you know, like art protection, copyright for art, fine. You know, because that's different. You know, art, that's a different type of thing. But patenting words, no, dude, come on, that's how you know like you're destroying the language. When you're unable to use words freely, it's just not. Ugh. This is not a good thing. Pantsing words. I'm not a proponent of pantsing words. I'm just not a proponent of that. I think it's a terrible trend, to be quite honest. You know, I just think, you know, if you lose sight of the point of language, and it was to share ideas, to communicate, and now you're saying nope, you must pay to be able to communicate. like you gotta be willing to pay to say stuff. I'm like, ugh. Imagine if saying words cost money, bro. I would stay quiet forever. I wouldn't say a single thing if words cost money to say. I'd probably be a mute, to be honest. I'd probably just be quiet, you know, all the time. More so than I am now, you know what I mean? Huh. Woo. Oh. Sorry, brother. Look at that. He's just getting blasted by his own partner. Just like, dang. Obviously, these guys are just, you know, mercenaries for sure. They don't really care if they explode their own teammates. I've seen that happen. I've seen these guys literally aim a missile, an RPG directly at their friend because, you know, I was there next to their friend. And they're like, nah, nah, I'd rather just blow up my coworker with a missile if it could maybe, hopefully, take out Spider-Man. It's like terrible. That's why these guys lose so much. They just don't have any love for each other. So what's their motivation to actually do good? Hmm. Yeah. Oh. Come on down. Come on, enemy. Oh. I definitely like this set piece right here, where it's like, you got like this grid and you got light coming out from it. Really nice. It's like, fighting, fighting, yeah, that. Right? It just takes a whole different tone when you just kind of chill right here. Now you may say, well, yeah, I mean, it's fine. There's a whole bunch of areas just like that. Yeah, but after playing for so many hours and pretty much like, not really taking the time at first to, understand all that stuff. It's really cool that I'm finally like learning to understand and appreciate the finer details. Really nice. Yeah. The only thing that could add any sort of like more coolness to this would be the addition of like more enemies and maybe like bosses. Like let's say like we could just add like the shocker into this zone, or like the vulture would be flying around, stuff like that, where it's like there's just additional threats, and then like I have to be like way more on point, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't just get by just like doing like you know just haphazardly and just like whatever. I'd have to actually like really be more strategic. That would be amazing. But yeah, this game is legit the best. I think it's pretty much like the best thing I've ever played. And I played games since I was a kid, and no other games really given me this much to really like do. Dang, okay. Just stay low, stay low, stay low, stay low. uh, whoa, whoa. Woo! Let's grab a few things here and just ah. Oh yeah, alright, come on. Ah yes. Nice. Got that, dude. Good one, right? Good one. Alright. Nah, but for real, I just want to say, this game really speaks to me, speaks to my soul, more than other games. Definitely more than Fallout 4. Fallout 4, yeah, sure. I had the ability to use ice form, fire form, bolt form, miniature form, giant form, energy shield form, teleports, laser beams, summoning boulders and earthquakes and stuff. Yeah, that's fine. But it doesn't really give me the same feeling that Spider-Man gives me. You know, like Fallout 4 just, it's not a superhero game. It's a game where you literally live in a broken, destroyed world and Earth, and you're just trying to pick up the pieces. And you got the you know, you had the luck to actually not get obliterated, and then now you are basically just like you were just born yesterday, and you know, because you know, like it's like you don't know how the world works anymore. So I don't know. That game is, it's okay, but it's just not for me, you know. But I'm definitely grateful that I was able to, you know, make it work, because I feel like that's all I was really going for. It was just like I just needed to put in some work in trying to make it more of a superhero game, but just, I mean, at the end of the day, like it's just it's not intended to be played like a action game. You know, it's meant to be played as a slow shooter. You know, like a slow shooter. Not meant to be like action like Spider-Man. You know, but I'm very grateful that I was able to stream it, and you know, I have like 20 vids of, you know, me actually using the powers pretty competently, you know. But it just, I don't know, there's just I just can't handle the latency. You know, I would drop so many frames, and then there's just some inherent issues in the game controls in itself. Like, I mean, you know, in this game here, in Spider-Man, what I can do is actually like, it feels like I can do whatever I need to do at any time, right? But in Fallout 4, I can't. I can't do what I want to do. And it's because it's an inherent limitation in the game. For example, there was a supposed bug where in Fallout 4 where, let's say you were shooting at a, you know, Deathclaw or whatever, and then you reload. But as you're reloading, you're changing the point of view. So you go from like third person or you go to like third person to first person, or you go like first person to third person, and you're reloading. Well, basically what happens is the game, for some reason, by doing that, by changing the point of view and being done reloading, it forces you to reload again, even though you just reloaded. And so what happens is you end up, instead of being able to play, your character gets stuck in a reload animation, and that's not supposed to be how it works. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be where it's like I already reloaded, and just because I press V to change my perspective, it shouldn't make me reload again, especially when I already went through that reload animation. And it was so bad that, you know, it actually got patched. Like Bethesda actually patched it themselves, because there was a mod for that fix. But Bethesda actually patched it themselves because, you know, it was that much of a problem, because people caught on. You know what I mean? And so it's stuff like that. And I've come across similar stuff when playing Fallout 4. It's like, you know, I can't like the simultaneous inputs. Like You can't sprint and punch at the same time, you know? You can't do a running sprint. You can't do like like with sprinting, it won't allow you to use like console commands or hotkeys while you're sprinting. And that right there, plus me losing frames all the time, it just makes the game just not, it just makes it so that I look awkward playing the game. Instead of me just playing like without looking awkward, that everything can just kind of like flow right. You know what I mean? So Fallout 4 actually makes me feel like I'm very awkward. So, and it's not even my fault, you know what I mean? And that's what kind of gets me. It's like, it's not even my fault. It's literally that the game itself, the mechanics, the controls. And so that's why I've decided to just stop playing Fallout 4. So you won't see any more Fallout 4 in this channel. I'm definitely going to keep playing Spider-Man though. You know? This game is awesome. I'll keep playing it for as long as I can, guys. Till I can't do it no mo. That's what I say. I'm gonna do this till I can't do it no mo. Alright? I promise. Till I can't do it no more. And you know, here's to hoping I find some kind of way of like, here's to hoping I find a good job, man. You know, because I haven't really been able to find a job that I can commit to yet. You know, and I definitely I pray every day that I learn to find my heart again. My heart for being able to just put up with stuff that I can't, you know, that I wouldn't have put up with before, you know? It's like, yeah, fine. I'm gonna be stuck forever, you know, or I'm gonna be doing work that makes me question my morality, you know, like working for a large corporation that, you know, just ends up poisoning the water in the world, or ends up like, you know, ruining a lot of good people's lives through nothing but just like greed and financial manipulation. I'm just trying to give myself some mercy here. I'm praying that God gives me mercy to just, unfortunately, to just kind of have to just roll with it. Because the only other thing I can do is just like what I'm thinking I might have to do is just become homeless for a little while. You know, because that's the only alternative. It's either work and, you know, become a cog in the machine that's slowly destroying the planet and causing so much pain and suffering, or, you know, roam the wilderness and become a hermit man. So I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I pray that God helps guide me there to what I need to do, you know, because I mean, really, I talk to my parents every day, guys, call them every day. And one thing that I really wish I could do better was just to show them that, you know, they did a good job raising me, and that, you know, I can just go with the flow, you know, that, you know, like they didn't do a bad job, you know, that I can actually contribute, you know, because the thing is that they don't have the same hangups like I do, you know. They just want me to get a job, any job, you know. And I'm really hoping that one day I can like stop disappointing them, and that I could tell them, hey, you know, Ma, look, I made it. I found a way to earn money and have a good living, you know, where I can be happy and I can have money at the same time. And I don't have to compromise myself and Like one thing I always worry about is, that idea of like trying to serve two gods. And it's like I do want to have respect for my God Jesus, and I want to live in a way that truly makes me feel very confident that I'm living a good wholesome life, in the spirit of like God, and Jesus's example for us. But I know my parents are telling me I need to be able to make money, and I gotta make money somehow, and I gotta work, and I gotta get money. And so I got these two things, and it's like I'm just trying to find the right compromise. I'm trying to find a way to make money so my parents are happy, but also live in a way where I'm not serving for the sake of money, that I'm not doing stuff just for money. So that's what I'm hoping I can end up finding, but it's like basically trying to, find some. It's basically trying to do something impossible, because it's either you work and serve to, and earn money and do all that, or you're like living a good life that isn't beholden to money and it's not serving two gods. So I'm just trying to find a way to earn money but not serve money as my god, you know? So, that's just something that's always been a problem for me. I've never had a job where I felt very happy and that I had been earning good money to live on my own. I just haven't. I've never really had a job that did that. And I get it. It's like there's a reason why working at Wall Street pays more than working in a hospital. It's because it's a test. You know, it's all a test. Like, like, are you going to serve money or are you going to serve the greater good? And so, unfortunately, like, you know, I haven't been able to figure out how to be an exception to that yet. But I'm trying to figure it out every day. Every day I'm gonna put in some energy and effort into prayer and trying to get the right mindset so that I can actually live a good life without compromising what I'm about. So one day I hope that can happen. In the meantime, it's just gonna be Spider-Man, call my parents, and you know, prayer. I've been trying to get through a book, Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. I've been trying to, been trying to. I've been trying to, but you just never know. It's been a interesting read thus far. Basically, so far I've gotten to the point where you know um, the father and the daughter have reunited, but otherwise I haven't really read more into it. But I think now that I feel like I've completed what I needed to do with Fallout 4, I have a little bit more time to just, stream a bit of Spider-Man, and then, you know, maybe I can just like read a little bit after and just kind of like have a reason to use my brain more than just like staring at a screen all day, you know? Oh man. Oh man. Oh. Uh-oh. like a friend. Oh man. Yes, look at that. That was awesome. That was really good management right there. Really good. I was basically, having to juggle getting bombarded by ranged and close range at the same time, and so I ended up just kind of navigating space by moving across the way to get out of the scope of like everyone on the outside, and then just kind of lean into biding some time so I can. Got him. Oops, I mean, good one. Good one, yeah. Sorry guys, I'm not very original. I'm just like everyone else. Whoa. All that was cool. Alright, so we did this one. What I'd like to do is go back up north to the borough of north in of Manhattan. Oh wait. Let's exit real quick. Wait. Yeah. Oh, I should have abandoned mission. Oh, I'm an idiot, guys. Sorry. Oh well. Oh man. Okay. Abandoned mission. Abandoned mission. I'm just so like, I just I just always like restart so much. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was like, huh. Go ahead and okay. So not here, but I guess here. This one. All right. That's the subway, I think. Oh, and you know what? Let's change my suit real quick. What do I want? What do I want? Oh, robot miles, I guess. We saw crime, right? I saw crime. Yeah. All right. Oh, all right. Come on. All right. Wait, it's a car. Oh. Mates. All right. Here we go. All right. It's good one. Here we go. All right. Good one. Whoa. Mm-hmm. All right. Wait. Still like one or two people, right? Or is that just the police shooting at me? Okay, it's just the police shooting at me. Alright. Like I said before, I really don't take sides. So I know there's like a lot of contention between sides right now, between like law enforcement and regular people. But I kind of just I tell myself, look, it's not really none of my business because I've never really gotten pulled over except one time in my life, and every time I've needed the police, you know, I've been profiled. I mean, I've had a police officer call me Jose, like in a smug way, and my name is definitely not Jose. So, but then I'm also like, okay, I know I don't really match. Like I'm a light skinned guy, so I don't really match like dark skinned people. So I know like sometimes dark skinned people they don't not that it's a big deal, but like they they need to see like their own type of people represented to feel comfortable. And so, like that's the whole point of their solidarity. That's why it's like there's black entertainment television, because they just, and I get that. So that's why I'm not even trying to like, mess with anyone's stuff. I just kind of stay on my own because it's like I get it, like I get it. I'm not on either side. I'm just kind of I have my carefulness on both sides. You know what I mean? So I can't help but to I don't readily trust anyone. Is really what it is. The only people I really trust is my parents. The only people I really talk to, my parents. You know what I mean? But I've lived a life where it's like I've done my work, but I just never really had the right living situation to put myself in a place where I can be vulnerable to someone else who's not my parent and my family. It's just, I mean, it's just the way it's always been, you know. So my opinion, my personal opinion, like I said, I haven't really gotten stopped or pulled over. So, you know, um, so it's just one of those things. I think, sometimes people just take for granted that, the simplicity is really the best thing. If you don't want to, get pulled over, just like make full stops at stop signs and don't speed. And, just, be careful. Be careful when you're driving. That's the whole point. But, you know, hey, I can't speak for everyone. I know, like, sometimes, it just is what it is. So I don't even want to get into it, And the reason I don't is because I really, there's nothing for me to get into, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have much of a space to complain or voice my opinion because I'm not one of those people that have to worry about getting, like, pulled over by the police, I guess, Like, I don't speed, I don't break any laws, I barely go outside. I don't do any, like, suspicious shit inside. I just play Spider-Man, you know what I mean? So, I'm not a hacker, I don't do any of that stuff, so, I don't really do anything except to kind of exist right now, you know? So I can't really choose sides, like, I don't have any side to choose. I don't feel like I'm on anyone's side. And no one's really on my side either, you know what I mean? So, I don't know why. In my life, I've been fed like all these things to try to like throw me off, throw me off my game of like trying to get better in my life. I remember one time I was playing Ready or Not, and I was still in the phase where I was still testing controls, like see what worked best. And I remember like I was able to figure out how to use comms, voice comms, while being able to, like fire and shoot and stuff. Because it's basically push to talk, so you gotta push in order to talk. So it's not like auto voice. Come on, I'm always getting stuck on the wall. Anyways, I remember I was playing, I was playing online. Big mistake, I was playing online with strangers. I remember I was playing, and then I was like firing, but I was also like using voice control, voice talk, push to talk, so that way I could like call out while I was firing, so that way the rest of the team could talk, or could listen and help me out, and we could work together. And I remember as I was doing that, the person basically I was playing with, because I was playing one person, the person basically stopped and said, "Wait, you're talking about while you're playing?" And I said, "Yeah." And he's like, "You know that makes you a god, right?" And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? Just because you do stuff that not everyone does not make someone a god." You know what I mean? Like, and my thought was like, okay, because this dude sounded like a kid, right? Sounded like a kid. Yeah, like a kid voice. And my thought was like, okay, like, do you do your own laundry, or does your mom do it? Because if you don't do your own laundry, does that make you like a laundry god or something? You know what I mean? Does that make you a laundry god because you don't do your own laundry because you're a kid? You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of thing where I'm like, don't make no sense to me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only one God in this world, and that's Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, people just don't have the right mentality. It's like someone trying to say, oh, you can press two buttons at the same time. You know that makes you a god. I'm like, no, dude. That just makes you very gullible. That makes you pray to someone who's like megalomaniac, someone who's got a huge ego. They're like, like someone who would like feed into that mentality and be like, oh yeah, I can press two buttons, I must be special. I'm like, no, dude. In the same way, like I do my own laundry, right? But if someone did my laundry for me, like if I had a partner, like a girlfriend, and she did my laundry, I wouldn't think I was some sort of blessed miracle god just because I have someone who's willing to do laundry. And if I was doing like her laundry, because I do my own laundry, it's not like I would consider her to be some sort of goddess just because I would do her laundry. You know what I mean? But like, some people are just kind of lost out there, man. Some people are like, they're like, oh, you can use voice talk, and you can like aim, and you know like you can like peek a corner and crouch, and you can like throw grenades and stuff all at once. You must be some sort of god. I'm like, no, dude. Okay, in the same way, like like you probably like because you sound like a kid. I was like, come on, dude. You probably don't even do your own laundry. Am I supposed to say you're some god too because your parents take care of you, so you don't have to do any of that stuff? You don't gotta like work. You don't gotta like earn money. Does that make you some sort of god? And obviously no. Children are not gods. You know. They're just people that, that um, require someone to take care of them as they try to like grow, adapt, and that they start to mature and their brains start to develop, and they need guidance on how to live a good life and how to do well in their life. So like, I wouldn't like, like I just don't understand how like some people use God so like easily. It's like, oh, are you good at golf? You must be a golf god. Like, what? Makes no sense. Just because someone's good at a sport doesn't make them a god. You know what I mean? It doesn't. Like I've thought about like how my like how I am in comparison to like people who play sports. And I'm like, basically it's the same thing. You know what I mean? Like they toss around a plastic inflated, you know, or an air inflated plastic, you know, like item, football or basketball, kick around a soccer ball. It's just a plastic ball with some air in it. That doesn't make them gods. In the same way that I play with a controller, and that doesn't make me a god, you know? It's basically professional athletes that, use like items, and me who I just play video games and I use an item that's also made out of plastic. I don't I don't consider myself anything special, you know? Pretty much on par with anyone who plays with like items like plastic items, you know? And in fact, I mean, there's digital stuff in sports too. Like you get digital scoreboards, and I mean literally it's called a game, A sport is just a game. And I play games. I play games too. So, but do I consider myself like some kind of like a gamer god? Fuck no, dude. Kidding me? Absolutely not. That loss of like self-awareness and lack of humility, that's what makes people get fucked up in life, When they start to think they're untouchable, that's what messes people up. Because that loss and that hubris, bro, that leads to a whole host of bad shit in your life. Like you gotta guard against that. Like that's one of those teachings of Jesus. You just gotta guard against like losing awareness of God in your life, of Jesus being in your life, and avoiding trying to become your own God, trying to become your own emperor. You know? It's a super, super relevant thing for anyone, really. For any age, really, you know? So, I wish I had learned this lesson, like, sooner. Then I wouldn't have had, such a rough go at it in my 20s. If I just found God sooner, I think I would have been in a better place in my life right now. If I just found Jesus sooner. But, it's fine. We'll get there. We'll get there. I mean, really, I just have to do my best. Like, I'm actually very grateful that, nothing really specific gets specified in the Bible. Like I was having this discussion with, someone like my mom and my stepdad, and, well, basically, they said, oh, in the Bible, because they're Christian too. So they believe in the Bible, and they believe in Jesus. And they told me, oh, a man must, grow up and, become his own and do for his own, and he must like take a wife and have his own family and stuff. And you know, yeah, fine, that's in the Bible, because I was shown, yeah, fine, that's in the Bible. That directive is in the Bible, right? It's like, yeah, you're supposed to like have a family and all that at some point. But that's the thing, that's the catch. It doesn't say when, it doesn't say how old, it doesn't say, you must do this at so and so age. It doesn't say that. It just says eventually you should do it. And, I think to each their own. And I'm 30 and I just haven't found myself ready. I haven't found myself truly capable of handling such a great responsibility. Because that's what all that is, man. Having a family, raising a family and stuff, it's a great responsibility. It makes you have to put yourself not before others or before anyone, but to put your partner and your children first. And I mean, at the end of the day, like I haven't even learned how to have resources yet. I don't even know what it's like to have resources so that I could provide my kids with a good standard of living. Like, you know what I mean? So I can't see myself doing that yet, but I know that at some point, you know if it's supposed to happen, it will. You know what I mean? That's supposed to happen, but I'm truly unable to see myself doing that because I just don't feel like I'm ready. I don't think I'm good enough yet, to be quite honest. I don't have myself set yet. I don't have a life where I'm actually making money and saving. Like in fact, I'm slowly losing all my savings. So I don't have savings. I'm basically like my concern right now is that I won't even be able to keep my bank account open because one of the catches right now of like too big to fail banks, and I have Bank of America, one of the catches is that since they're too big to fail, they don't really care if they hold on to your money or not. They don't really see holding your money as you doing them a favor. They think they're doing you a favor. And so they charge every month if you don't get like a direct deposit in your account. And now that I don't have a job, I basically am losing money every month. So the money I have in there that I'm not spending on anything else. I'm not going out to eat. I'm not doing anything, right? I'm not seeing friends or anything, right? And yet my bank is taking $12 from me every month because I'm not putting more money into it. And so, I'm just worried that I won't have any money and then they'll just charge me and then I'll owe the bank just for having an account and having no money. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, you know what? I might have to close my bank. And I've closed my account before. I've basically gone without having a bank account for a while, but I mean, I ended up making this bank account again back in like 2018, maybe 2018, something like that. And I had it for a few years, and I thought, I was doing good because I was working at the hospital and I was getting direct deposit. But now that I don't even know what's gonna happen to me, and it's like I don't have money coming in, so they're basically like siphoning off my savings, and I'm not even using my money, but apparently, you know, the bank's doing me a favor by holding my money. I thought it was the other way because I thought it's optional. I thought having your money in a bank was optional, but apparently it's just not that way no more. Oh man, I think the AI retired again, the retirement glitch. I'm gonna beat the round and then I'm gonna restart the game. And I do apologize, guys. I don't know why the game bugs out so much. The game's really good, and despite, you know, the AI glitching out and just kind of retiring, the game is really good and it's worth trying, it's worth buying. You know, it's worth getting a hold of. So so I guess this is just a lesson, guys. Don't put too much credence into AI. And I think that's something I'm starting to recognize now. Like, you know, the more we automate things, the more vulnerable our society becomes. So it's just food for thought. It's like, hey, you know, maybe we shouldn't automate certain services because, well, how are people supposed to get through it if we had some sort of like solar flare event, or, you know, like some sort of large, you know, event like a inclement weather that just kind of breaks down like all these electrical connections and everything. So, I mean, I heard there was a story where like there were a whole bunch of satellites that went down because of a coronal mass ejection. So it's like a whole bunch of satellites went down. So, you know, that's something to, you know, be concerned with. So, oh, oh man, oops, sorry, dude, can you come out? Sorry about that. Okay, he's down. I like when I like try to web yank them, and then they web yank me back, and then I just fall towards them, and then I end up just like finishing them anyway. Really funny. It's like, oh, you yanked me. I'm hurtling towards you. Oh no. And then I just take them out anyway. So, yeah. What else? What else we got going on? Where's the wisdom, huh? I wouldn't say I'm very wise, so don't know if I could help anyone on that point. I'd say all I could really say is that if you're struggling, you're having issues, you know, maybe some prayer, you know. Prayer could do wonders for you. Prayer and just really pleading to find out what you got to do, what's the right thing, you know. So I think that's really the best advice I could give, like because I'm no role model, you know what I mean? So last thing I want to do is lead anyone astray, lead anyone down the wrong path. You know, I humbly just kind of offer just a humble piece of advice. Mm-hmm. It's today's Friday. All right, so I'm probably gonna do another 15 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna end the stream, and I gotta do a couple things. I gotta call a couple people, and then I will come back and I will stream again. So I'm gonna end my stream in like 15 minutes, and then I'm gonna open my stream again. Maybe have some breakfast, maybe, and then open my stream again. And then so it won't be too long. Probably got a call though. Get a call. If you have to know, I'm probably gonna call my mama. So if you have to know, guys, probably call my mom. I told you guys, I call call my people, my parents every day. So yeah. It's the least I could do to show them I love them. They've done so much for me that the least I could do is just show my love back by sacrificing time. To show them I care and that I think about them all the time. That's just kind of the person I am. So. So we'll do like a couple, I think 1 or 2 more rounds of this will probably be 15 minutes. And then like I said, I'll be streaming again. I pretty much figured it out. Like this this is where I'm most happiest, and I feel like I'm doing something somewhat productive. I'm like, hey, like if anyone from Insomniac is watching, maybe they'll fix the AI issue. Or Nixus, they'll be like, you know what, we'll fix that. I know Nixus was fixing some of the stuff, the mechanics in the game, because I remember when I first bought the base game, I could spam the missile grab, like the launch object button, L1 R1 kind of thing. I could like basically like exploit that where I can like do that indefinitely, and I could stay suspended in the air, right? And then I noticed like after the first update they added gravity to that, so basically like you wouldn't stay suspended in the air permanently. Instead, like you would slowly fall towards the ground every time like you let go of the object you were trying to launch. So like that move right there, this move I'm doing right here, when the game first came out on PC, you could spam that, right? You could like basically spam it, and if you spammed it, you would basically just suspend in the air. Like, because if you notice, like when I grab an object, I don't move. There's no loss to gravity. I'm just up in the air. And so in the base game, in the vanilla base game, when the game first came out for PC, there was actually like an exploit where you could like stay suspended in the air indefinitely. And then I noticed after the first update, and they didn't mention that it was like a ghost change, so they didn't mention that in the change logs. They didn't mention that they added gravity to the object launch. And I remember some people noticed it because on Nexus mods, when Overman was creating his the first combat mod for Spider-Man, some people noticed that their object launch wasn't working the same way anymore, and I knew it was because the update had changed the timings and the gravity of catching missiles. And when I first played, I could catch anything. I could catch any missile, but basically over time, what I've noticed is that Nixus has made it so that catching missiles, they've made the timing window a lot more difficult, and they've made it less exploitable if you're just kind of like anticipating a missile. So they make it so you can't really catch missiles very easily anymore. So that kind of stuff there, like I just want them to know I put in so much work into testing a lot of the nuance, the game, that I know what's up. You know what I mean? Like I'm very lucky that, like I don't pick a lot of stuff to think about, but the stuff that I think about and I spend time on, I really get very into it, you know. So just something I thought I'd mention. Like, yeah, I really know how that works. But to be honest, like I hear so much bad about how companies, corporations treat quality assurance, like play testers. They just kind of treat them like expendable cattle, you know. They don't like. I mean, and it's not like it's just QA people in the games industry. Pretty much every artist, pretty much everyone who works in the game industry is in some way, shape, or form expendable. Well, except for people at the top. But everyone who actually like does work, they're all expendable. You know what I mean? And they're expendable because there's always someone else willing to work and be someone else's replacement. So, I mean, yeah, I've thought maybe QA, and I've applied to QA positions in the past. I've applied to QA at EA for like Madden, for like their football games to do like quality assurance, but and I gotta tell you, like I just heard a story where people working at EA for like Apex Legends, like 200 quality assurance testers got fired. I'm like, dang, it's just like I don't know. Like I just try to put myself in that position where it's like, okay, I was working for a company and I felt confident. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna put my heart and soul into doing a good job for this company. I'm gonna go ahead and look. I feel confident. I found a really nice girl, and look, I'm working at this company. I'm making money. I'm stable. I can like do fun things with my girlfriend. Oh, I can have kids now. I'm raising kids. Life's good. And then the corporation puts me on a Zoom call and fires me without any notice. No heads up, no 2 weeks. They're just like, nope, hey, you're gone, you're fired. And I'm like, oh, and it's like, and I'm like, can I ask why? It was not with you, it's just, we had to save a buck. The guy at the top, well, he wants an extra yacht. So I'm like, for real? It's like, like, come on, like, corporations aren't responsible for taking care of you, a corporation is not your parents. They're not your guardian. They're not your role model. Okay? You basically just exchange your time and whatever skill you have in order to work and do what they want, and then they give you money, So it makes it very difficult for me to find the heart to put my faith in a corporation when I know that I'm only asking for trouble if I try to, work at a company and then make money, and then the corporation ends up firing me so they could make an extra 1% extra on their gross revenue, so that way the people at the top can get bonuses, So it's like only the people at the top are allowed a comfortable, safer, more secure life. Everyone else, like regular people like me, aren't entitled to that. And I think that's why I can't find my heart to feel comfortable or secure working at any corporation or any company for that matter. You know what I mean? So kind of a bummer. I wish I didn't have that, mentality, to be honest. I wish I could just be like, you know what, I'm gonna be brave and I'm gonna go ahead and put my heart and soul and sacrifice all the time I can into this company, and I'm gonna try to work hard so I can boost their profits by how many percentage points they want, and I'm gonna just give it my all. I'm gonna put myself out there. I'm gonna date. I'm gonna have a family, my own family, and I'm gonna do that. And I just can't because I'm just scared of like failing my people. I just have an aversion to failure. I just don't want to fail my people. I just don't want to have money issues in my relationship that force us to break apart. You know, I just don't want to have that kind of mentality. I just don't want to have to struggle for money. And I feel like, unfortunately, everything in this world is just meant for that kind of struggle. And so I've just decided to just not put myself in a vulnerable position, you know. Mm. So this will be the last round, guys, and I'm gonna cut stream short, and then in about 30 minutes or so, you can expect me to stream again, okay? And then this video, I will make sure I post it, I highlight it, I add it to, some of that highlight collections, all that good stuff. And for sure, if you want to see everything, just follow my YouTube as well. My YouTube channel. Now my YouTube channel and my Twitch channel named completely different. So I think on my YouTube it's NYC Rican or something. There's a link. There's a link on my Twitch page. Otherwise it's otherwise it's like different names and stuff. So I always found it funny, like I'll hear streamers kind of talk about how, like, when they got really popular, they started trying to like get their gamer tag or whatever, or their handle, like, universalized on all those different communication platforms and stuff. And there'll be some real shrewd people out there who will like make accounts using that gamer person's name, and then they'll blackmail the person and say, look, I'll give you your handle, but I want so and so, or you have to pay me. And I'm like, dude, I'd rather just have 10, 15, 20 different names, because what does it matter, What does it matter if your name is a little different across different websites, Like, who cares? Especially if it's free, but someone's blackmailing you to pay them so you can have that name. I'm like, dude, nah. I'd rather have 10 or 15 different gamer tags. Even if that means no one can find me, I don't really care, Like, come on, dude. Like, you can make things as simple and as easy for people, but unfortunately, like, what's the use? Like, there's gonna be people who you can have the same name on all different platforms, and it will still be a struggle. Some people will still have difficulty. Some people won't even be interested in following you on other platforms anyway. And if they found you in one spot and you're smart enough to just throw out a link every once in a while, you know, then that's really all that's necessary. You know, a link to your other sites. So it doesn't matter, you know. And if they really want to follow you, they'll figure it out. You know what I mean? If they really want to follow you on a platform, it doesn't matter what name you have on the other platform. They will follow you. You know, when there's a will, there's a way. So, you know, it may take some time, but possible. It's always possible. Just gotta have faith. All right, y'all. So check it. Like I said, I'm gonna end stream because I'm gonna call my mom, tell her I love her, and then I don't know how long the phone call is gonna take. So as opposed to like putting a 15-minute hold here, I'm just gonna like out of respect for everyone, I'm just gonna end the stream, and then I'm gonna go ahead and maybe 30 minutes or so, I'll stream again. I'll be right back up. So, you know, thank you so much for being here. I will see you in like 30 minutes. But like I said, you know, like I appreciate you being here. You know, I'll see you in 30, okay?